You are now entering the Marauder's Sanctum.
Welcome back to the Marauder's Sanctum. My name is Ian, your humble curator, and I've been making my way through the backlog of pre-CW programming, and one of the shows that was on that list was Veronica Mars. Yes, I'm aware it started on UPN, but I noticed it when it started airing on the WB.
Hello, my baby, glad that I caught you staring at the idiot box. Your love life is in a rut. You're sitting there on your nice sofa.
Prior to quarantine, I'd been meaning to watch Veronica Mars for a while now. One thing you'll learn about me is I love film noir and private eye stories. And I guess what I'm trying to say is, why didn't anyone tell me about this? This review will be pretty surface level. I won't go into spoilers that are key to the plot. Speaking of, Veronica Mars is a high school student who works part-time as a private investigator for her father, who used to be sheriff, until he pursued the wrong suspect in the murder case of his daughter's best friend, Lily Kane, pissing off some powerful people, leaving the case unsolved, until Veronica picks up on the trail. I love this show. Writing a mystery that entices an audience and won't get figured out in the first 10 minutes is difficult. I remember going to see The Hangover 2 and solving the mystery of where the stepbrother was the moment they showed me that elevator. I spent the rest of the movie bored because of this. On top of that, the mystery can't make the audience feel cheated. The 4th season of Sherlock couldn't do that, and there's an argument to be made that a Hulu season didn't either, but it was a great ride. And while the 4th season is different from the other seasons, I recognize this and accept it. The show had been off the air for a couple years as a big time gap. I accept these changes. However, if I could touch briefly on the movie, it feels like a watered down version of the show. While it's not as good as the show, I understand it was made to appeal to a wider audience. However, the reason they were able to make the movie and the Hulu series were due to its cult fandom. I credit the show's revival to its Veronica. As far as main characters go, this one's top of the food chain.
Big dog!
She's a strong character not because of her gender, but because of the things she's been through and overcome. Often copied but never duplicated. She could cut you down with her words, she's cunning, and can take care of herself to the point where her father, for the most part, knows he doesn't have to worry about her. And that speaks volumes being the man that her father is. Keith, what could have easily been a two-dimensional character, is brought to life by this character's nobility and doing the right thing even when it's to his detriment. He's a good man even when the world around him isn't. In the same way Steve Rogers is, Keith loves his daughter and would do anything for her. Their relationship and banter add to the show's texture.
And?
Who's your daddy?
Ugh, I hate it when you say that.
You know what? This is important. You remember this. I used to be cool.
When?
77. Trans Am, Blue Oyster Cult, and the 8-track, a foxy stacked blonde riding shotgun, racing for pink slips. Now, wait a minute. I'm thinking of a Springsteen song. Scratch everything. I was never cool.
Wallace. As I look back on the show, it saddens me to say that Wallace is one of the weaker characters. While I love his and Veronica's relationship, he's reduced to the token black friend and a plot device. He gets a job in the school administration office, giving Veronica access to records or whatever she needs for a case. He had a plotline where Black Lightning was his dad, and that goes nowhere. He deserved better. Logan. I hated this character, and still do. This character is a dick in the beginning, and they explain why he is the way he is. While I felt bad for him, it didn't excuse the level of assholery in this dancery. After a certain point, the show starts telling you should love this guy, but you made me hate him a little too well. Maybe it's just me. Let me know how you feel about Logan in the comments if you've seen the show. I will say it didn't ruin the show for me. Occasionally, they'll have him quote an author or whoever to show his intelligence, and they bring that back in the most recent season. It's a minor detail that I appreciated. Weevil. Another character that could have easily been a stereotype. He has a great arc in the first season, and he is consistent in his criminality, except in the movie, but they retconned that in the 4th season, so don't worry about it. Piz. Oh, Piz, they did you dirty. Piz came in the 3rd season as a potential love interest for Veronica, who's the opposite of Logan, i.e. a nice guy. And while they do get together, in the movie when she goes back to her hometown to help Logan out of a jam, she keeps putting off her return date, and he sees the writing on the wall, so he breaks up with her. And rightfully so. and so she couldn't wait to jump back on Logan's dick. I'm sure it was the same day too. It got a little nitpicky there for a second, but moving on. The theme song, I find myself singing it all the time. I like the new rendition for the new season. It sounds like a breathy lounge singer that's very reminiscent of the noir genre. I also love the aspect of Veronica taking cases at school. It reminds me of if Brick was a show. By the way, watch Brick. It's a great movie, especially if you like Veronica Mars. I'm about to say a true thing. The fact that Supernatural has been on the air for 100 seasons and Veronica Mars didn't have a chance to finish its story on the CW or WB is a fucking travesty. Alright, let's slap a rating on this baby. I give Veronica Mars an 8 out of 10. That'll do it for this one. Thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe. I've got more videos in the pipeline, so stay tuned. And don't forget to watch your step on the way out of the sanctum.